This May, Kingstree, South Carolina becomes a place of remembrance and reflection. Join us for a powerful two-day commemoration marking the 60th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s 1966 call to march on ballot boxes. Together, we honor the past, examine the promise, and shape the future. Friday, May 8th and Saturday, May 9th, 2026. For more information, contact C. Williams Rush at 803-397-1859.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you all for joining us this evening. Today is April the 2nd, and many are aware that April is Autism Awareness Month. And today, April the 2nd, is actually National Autism Awareness Day. So I am Andrea Cooper Neesmith with the Art Foundation, and experts when it comes to autism awareness, agencies who will be joining us for our upcoming Autism Awareness and Acceptance Walk that's going to be held down in Georgetown County on April the 11th. And we just wanted to spotlight just a few of the agencies or providers who will be joining us at the walk. So each of the providers who's on tonight will just share a little about their organization and what they could provide, but they can provide much more details at the walk that will be held April the 11th. So we hope to see you all there. So I am going to pass it off to our host for the evening, Mrs. Chastity Charles.
Thank you, Drea. Good evening, everyone, and happy World Autism Day. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to celebrate and create more awareness with us. When we think about World Autism Awareness Day, as Drea mentioned, today we really want to celebrate, we want to acknowledge, we want to make space for acceptance, because what we know for sure is that the individuals, the families, the organizations that are here today and that are listening, they all play a part in really contributing to how we better understand, how we are more inclusive, and how do we actually have access to so much of the resources and support that we have right in our community. I have had the privilege of learning from and with Drea, her organization, and the community that she serves for the last several years. And now, as a board member for the Art Foundation, it just brings me so much joy and reward to pour back into this event and allow you all to learn more about the organizations that will be at the upcoming walk on April the 14th. We are excited. Every year it gets bigger and bigger, and we want you to really understand more about the agencies that are there, and not just the services that they can provide to you that day and the questions that they could answer, but what is available to you year round. And so what I'll be doing today is really taking the time to allow each of those organizations to introduce themselves, share more about what their mission is and what drives their work. And I would also love to learn more about what personally inspired them to get involved in this space. So we're going to start with Dandrea Woolridge. She is with the South Carolina Autism Society. Welcome, Dandrea. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing
You can
excellent.
hear me?
I can hear you just fine, and I hope that my audio is coming through okay. If you hear someone that sounds southern and with a drawl, then my audio is working just fine.
Okay, my name
Danielle,
is Dandria Woolridge,
yes.
and
And why don't you tell us more?
I'm a parent mentor. Okay,
Listen,
I'm a
this
parent
is not your
mentor
first
for the South
rodeo, so I
Carolina
can tell that
Autism
you're
Society.
ready.
Yes, I'm ready. Okay, I'm a mother of two adult children with autism. They are now 36 and 33, living on their own. Yes. I am a parent mentor for the South Carolina Autism Society. We help parents um, to reach their children potential in the education setting. Family will be partner with a parent who has a child with autism, and they will go to the IEP and help them advocate for their children. We are mentors, not advocates. We will teach you the laws. We will show you what the law says about what South Carolina is supposed to do for your children. Is I am a believer of functional skills. I believe that the children needs to be able to function in this society, and I push that. I push academics because we always learning. You never stop learning, but we need to make sure these young people can function by the time they get out of the school setting.
Thank you, Miss Andrea, and congratulations to you. What a major accomplishment to have two adult, independent autism kids that you've seen experience life. And as the services and awareness for autism evolve, I know that that was no easy challenge for you. Tell me more about at what life stages do the individuals that your organization cater to typically get involved or engaged?
They cater to kindergarten to 12th grade, from the ages of 6 to 21.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. That is great. And you
Also,
mentioned that, go ahead. Yes.
they also get the young kids at 3 that leave baby net and goes into the school system.
Thank you, Miss Andrea. It's awesome to hear that you're able to begin to engage with young kids at such a young age and then carry them through adulthood. When you think about the success that you had with your organization, are there any success stories that you would like to share with the audience today?
Well, with me, I have a lot of success stories. My children is example. My youngest graduated from the College of Charleston, and both of my children graduate with a high school diploma because they didn't believe that was going to happen. I also
Mm-hmm.
have worked with many families that children graduated with a high school diploma, and some are working. My children are living on their own. They are each other roommates. And I am so proud of them. And I am the example that when society said no, we can say yes. I tell
Mm-hmm.
parents, believe in your children. Seek standards. Don't underestimate your child. Anything is possible. My children was nonverbal. My oldest daughter didn't talk until she was 5, without really saying one
Wow.
word. They told me this would never happen. They told me she's not going to go into a regular ed class. That's not going to happen. And graduate with a high school diploma? Nah. She too severe. Well, when she graduated, she danced across that stage. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And teachers that used to thought I was crazy, they were crying. And they looked at me, you're not crying. I said I had high expectation and I believe that they can do it. I've met kids that was real severe or couldn't do anything. And the parent listened to me, teach, teach, teach. And those kids are doing well. I'm like
Wow.
working, taking care of themselves. And I'm like, wow. So I have a passion for this. I'm not doing this for the money. I like to see kids make it when they say they can't. I believe in these children can do. Even the one that can't talk. If you teach these children, I believe that they can take care of themselves. And that should be the goal, for them to be independent, trying to take care of themselves, even if they're living in an apartment, but be able to make choices. I believe making choices is being independent. Telling somebody what they want, not having a voice is not, I don't see that. You got to have a
Yes.
voice. And I want our kids to
Wow.
have a voice.
Yes, Miss Fandrea, you have me fired up and ready to go. So I can only imagine with your passion, how you've encouraged not only your children, but the other children that your organization serves. So thank you so much for sharing. I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks at the walk. Thank you. So next, I want to give everyone the opportunity to introduce the organization. We have Miss Octavia Johnson, and she's with the Autism Fruits of the Spirit. Miss Octavia, good evening. Thank you for joining us. How are you today?
Hello, good. How are you today?
I'm excellent.
Good. Happy National Autism Awareness Day. You know, I go with
Same
my
to you.
blue. Yes, yes, yes. But my name is OJ Octavia, and I am the founder of Fruits of the Spirit Autism Awareness, also known as FOTS. I started this nonprofit from a very personal place. I have several children who have special needs, but one is on the spectrum. She is on the mild end of the spectrum. And I see firsthand how the gaps in support, resources, and true inclusion, and especially in underserved communities. I knew something had to change, and I decided to be a part of that change, which hence started me with the nonprofit back in 2020. FOTS is here to help spread awareness in the community, provide resources, create a safe space, inclusive spaces for families. Monthly, we host community outreach sessions, as well as events that we'll have throughout the year. We'll have sensory-friendly activities, caregiver support, and programs like the Swim Scholarship, mobile sensory experiences, and more that'll come out later on this year, which are all designed to meet families where they are. Our mission is simple but powerful: to embrace autism, uplift families, and build a community where every child is seen, supported, and celebrated. If you'd like to connect with us, we do have a website, FOTSAA.org. We're also on Facebook. Okay. We're also on Facebook, and you can reach out directly to us either through the Art Foundation, meeting us at the Walk in a couple of Saturdays. We'd love to partner. We'd like to reach out, and we'd love to be here to help for the community. And thank y'all so much for having me here today.
Oh, thank you, Miss OJ. You had all of the talking points all the way together, and I really appreciate it. When you think about one of the takeaways that you would perhaps want this audience to hear, the resources that you provide, the awareness, the additional programs that are yet to come, super excited for your organization. Is there a takeaway regarding maybe some of the misconceptions that you've experienced directly as a parent or as the founder of your organization that you would want to myth bust while we have the audience today?
Definitely. And this is something that just recently I've come across that I want to help and serve. And it's more of the underserved and minority families, because a lot of the times those communities don't know what resources are out there. And I know that with the event that we're having with the walk, all of the this will be our third year out there. Every year it gets bigger and bigger. And I love it because there are so many resources out there that are there to help the community, to say, hey, we're here, we're able to help. And I'm so excited that this opportunity is there for people to come out and say, you know what, I didn't know about that, but I'm glad that I came out here today to hear that. I tell Drea all the time that, you know, it doesn't matter how many people come, it's the hearts that we touch while we're there, and the people that we meet when we're there. So that's the key takeaway from me.
Absolutely. Absolutely, OJ. I look forward to seeing you in a couple of Saturdays as well. There is so much power in having a village, and it's often said that we have not because we know not. And I just absolutely love how you, Drea, and the entire community come together to make sure that everyone is informed of the resources at their disposal. So thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes. All right. And so next, we're going to bring on Miss Kim Kempton. She's with Lift ABA. Welcome, Kim. Good evening to you. I am unable to um, keep up with the
Yes,
notes and the recording. If someone could help me out here.
I believe Miss Kim and Miss Jennifer was having some technical issues. They could not hear. I'm not certain if Miss Jennifer, can you hear us, Miss Jennifer, Miss Kim?
I can
This
hear
time
you
I
now.
can now.
Perfect, perfect. Okay.
Not sure what you did, but thank you. And I'm so sorry that I missed the first two women.
Thank you, Miss Kim. Welcome. I'm glad that the technology is only great when it works. So we were able to bypass that. And I'm certain, as a founder of the organization, you've had to overcome many hurdles. So tell us more about your agency and the services that you provide, please. Someone's typing that I hear. We could go on mute if you're typing. And it looks like Miss Kim's technology is not letting her be great at the moment, and she's going to try again on her cell phone, and that's fine, right? There is power in the pivot, and we're going to pivot today to our next host, and that is Miss LaTanya Goodson. LaTanya, can you hear me okay?
I can. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, your audio is coming through great. Your video as well.
Okay.
It's great to see you. Good evening. Welcome to today. Thank you for joining us. Why
Good
don't you
evening.
introduce yourself and tell us more about your organization?
So I'm LaTanya Goodson. I am the proud mother of an awesome 15-year-old son. Our Georgetown County's parent support group, we meet at the Georgetown County Library every second Tuesday. And the group was actually originally founded by Melanie Stantz because she knew she wasn't the only mom with a child on the spectrum. And so she wanted to create a safe space for moms, dads, caregivers to come together to share this journey, this life journey together. It has involved from not only us just sharing our personal stories, our personal war stories, because as you all know, it is every day is a new day when you're dealing with a child on the spectrum, but it has evolved into providing resources. And like I said, I started with the group when William probably was 5. He is 15 now. So
Wow.
navigating this journey with other moms and other caregivers has been a breath of fresh air because, again, they are providing different resources. When you are in a county where resources are limited, having a network to learn where the different resources or bring resources in is so powerful. Our April speaker is going to be about financial planning because a lot of parents with special needs kids, I always say students because once a teacher, always a teacher. Knowing how to make sure your child or children is set so that financially they can benefit from all the government aids and not be penalized for anything. So we're bringing in a financial planner on the 14th at 6:30 at the library so parents can hear, like, I want to make sure my child is financially set as they become adults, and especially financially set, God forbid, if something happens to parents. So every month we try to bring in a speaker so parents can be knowledgeable of how to move forward with raising a child on the spectrum.
Wow. Wow. That is so amazing, so powerful when we think about a lot of the barriers that so many families have to access and support. That financial component is a significant piece of it. And it sounds like your organization is doing the work to ensure that there's no family left behind and that they're aware of how strategic you sometimes have to be included in that number. In regards
Yes.
to the event coming up in the next Saturdays, while you have this audience, Ms. Latanya, is there any particular advice or point that you would like to share tonight before they see you in a couple of Saturdays on the 14th?
Yes. Just follow us on Facebook. It's the Georgetown County Autism Support Group. And just know that you're not alone. We have kids who are just being diagnosed, to parents who are kids like myself. My son is in high school, 10th grade. The founder, Melanie, her son is now an adult working in the community. So the spectrum is, when it comes to the parents and our vast experiences. So don't try to do this journey alone. Make sure come to us or come to any support group so you can see that you're not alone.
So powerful. Thank you so much for joining us, Ms. Latanya. I look forward to seeing you in a few weeks. And absolutely, you're not alone.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, we're moving along. And so I see that Ms. Kim Kempton is having technology issues, but no worries, everyone. If you would like to learn more about her organization, Lift ABA, I definitely look forward to seeing her at the Walk on April 14th. And I'm certain she'll be able to answer all of your questions in person. Next, we're going to have Miss Tanika Fulton Chandler join us. Tanika, good evening. How are you today?
Hi, how you guys doing?
Excellent. Thank you for taking time to share more about your organization, God's Special Gift. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us more about what you want the community to look forward to at the Walk?
Hi, my name is Tamika Fulton Chandler. I am a mother of a 17-year-old who's on the spectrum. He has high functioning. Well, they call it high functioning now. It's actually Asperger's syndrome. Well, the disorder. And he was diagnosed when he was 2.5 years old. I started God's Special Gifts back in 2017. And my journey is personal because when I found out that he was autistic, it was like nobody wanted to steer me in the right direction. It was like every turn was a closed door. So when I did get through the door, I was like, you know what? I don't want other mothers that are going through or any family to go through what I went through just to find out what was wrong with my son, what was going on with my son, how to get help, the resources that he needed, how to get him started, how to get different things started. So that's in 2017, March of 2017, I started God's Special Gifts Organization for Autism and ADHD. I am a nurse. I work only with kids with autism. I go into the home and that's what I do. I also have different degrees in different areas. I just got certified to be an autism counselor this year. And now I'm working on being an RBT in the state of South Carolina.
Wow. Well, congrats to you.
Yeah, and we will also be at Miss Adria's Walk next Saturday. And God's Special Gift, we have our 5th annual Autism Festival here in King Street, April the 25th.
Awesome. Yes. And where will your festival be in King Street? Is there a particular part of the community it's going to be held at?
It's going to be held at the Wamberg County Rec at 2084 Thurgood Marshall Highway. And I would also like to say that I noticed a lot of people. Well, I noticed that a lot of us on here were saying about the kids and going to school and graduating and, them being put in a box, being statistic. I've been there and to tell you the truth, right here in Waynesburg County, they don't even know my first name. They call me my son's name. They'd be like, that's Jaden Chandler's mama. They don't even know my first name because I'm there. I'm present. I'm aware. I make it known that I'm there. And that's why I try to tell the parents that are in our organization, you don't have to make an appointment to go see your kids. You don't have to say, oh, well, I'm waiting for them to give me an IEP meeting. No, you can call an IEP meeting whenever you want. That's by law. And they are to get those people together. You are not to sit in there with an assistant principal. You are to sit in there with the principal. No, if they bring you an assistant principal, tell them, no, I need head administration. So they will make sure that everything gets done. But other than that, I say I was on that personal journey too, where I was told my son couldn't do this, my son couldn't do that. And I had a teacher saw in him that he was able to do it. He did not need to be in self-containment. She pushed him out. He's in regular education. He was put into regular education. When the pandemic came along, they would send me home report cards with 29 on it, with 50s on it. And I was like, wait a minute. So when the pandemic came, they started with the homeschooling. So that wasn't going too good for him either. So I decided to strike it on my own and find a homeschool for him outside the district. I pulled him out of the school district, Waynesburg County School District, and I pulled my other son. And so far, my son is graduating as a junior this year with a high school diploma.
Wow.
And I tell him I'm so proud of him. Because he proved Waynesburg County school system wrong.
Yes.
And that he
exactly. And I could tell just by your passion of how much of an advocate you've had to be for your own child and how much you're going to help the community prepare to be an advocate for their children as well. And oftentimes we just don't have the confidence to demand what we know our children need. And so I just appreciate you sharing how much you've advocated and how much when the school sees you, they know who you're there for and they take your presence serious. And it's also like just so inspiring, Tanika, to hear how God has prepared you through your own experiences to fulfill your purpose. And I think that that's just amazing. So congrats to you.
Yes.
You're continuing to make a difference.
I would also like to say that I am an ambassador for the autism community in South Carolina.
That is awesome. Well, I look forward to meeting you. And let me correct myself, everyone. Listen, between on my professional calendar and my personal calendar, I get mixed up from time to time. So if I hadn't said it correctly, the walk is April the 11th. If you all were to show up on the 14th, I don't think Drea or the community is going to be there. So April the 11th, please join us in Georgetown for our annual walk. Thank you. All right. And last but certainly not least, I want to just double check. I think Jennifer Horton with About Play Early Intervention is going to be joining us. And I want to see if her technology has allowed her to be great tonight. Jennifer, are you there? Okay. Well, I know that technology is only great when it works, and very similar to Kim, Jennifer, I know that the community will look forward to seeing you 2 Saturdays from now on April the 11th, and we can learn more about Play Early Intervention. Now, I was told to, try to aim for 30 minutes, and out of respect for everyone's time, I want to turn the call back over to the founder of the Art Foundation, Ms. Drea, and allow her to close us out today. Thank you again for your time. It's always been an honor to just be a part of the conversation.
Hi, Chastity, Ms. Kim made it back on. Can you hear us, Ms. Kim?
Sorry, I muted myself. I can hear. I had to switch browsers that I was in, so I'm super sorry for being in and out.
No, listen, I would say that anyone on this call, anyone who's an advocate for autism knows that we have to be agile and nimble and adjust very quickly so we can improvise. We're just glad that the technology allowed you to join us. So,
Yes.
welcome again, Miss Kim. I'm glad that your audio is working. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us more about your organization, please?
Yeah, so my name is Kim Kempton. I moved to South Carolina from Florida, where I worked for Lyft ABA. I am a BCBA. I work in the field of applied behavior analysis. In Florida, we provided a lot of school support to kids with autism. Primarily, I served kids who were severely aggressive, really unsafe, significant self-injury. The kids that were a little bit harder for some people to work with definitely interfered with their ability to access their education and be safe. We carried over services in home as well, so that what we were working on in school carried over into home. So when I moved up here, I started working for Georgetown County School District, and I got a glimpse into the limited access to resources that Georgetown County had. And it absolutely broke my heart. I struggled with it for a little bit. I did everything I could while I was working with the school district. I reached out to the company in Florida and I said, I know I can't do everything. I can't change the world, but I can't do nothing. So I did start seeing a couple of clients while working at the school district. And I realized that the time I was committing to working in this community was just insufficient for the need. So I left the school district. I've been doing this full time for 2 years now almost. And my whole mission, my whole purpose is to grow the awareness of autism as a diagnosis, ABA as an intervention, as a service that can help individuals change some of the behaviors that they have that are inappropriate or unsafe or that are not going to get them to reach their greatest potential, and also teach them the skills that they need to communicate, to advocate for themselves, to live as independently and as highest quality of life as possible. Oftentimes that includes a lot of work with the family and the community. Any parent knows that you do not raise a child alone. You do it in a community, you do it in a support network. So we usually work with kids. I know you asked some of those questions. So we work with kids from as soon as they have that onset diagnosis or the probability, like they give that probability diagnosis,
Right.
A little after 2, we can start working with them. And unfortunately, in South Carolina, they cut off services at 21 for ABA. There's med waiver programs in other states, but unfortunately in South Carolina at this time, they do not allow adult ABA services. I'm hoping that's something that will come down the road. But my area of expertise is 21 and under.
Okay.
Yeah, so part of my mission, my hope, my dream to serve Georgetown County is not just to bring ABA services to the community, but also to help provide a pathway that people within the community can work in the as a career field within ABA. I've tried reaching out and collaborated with the school district some, reaching out to Ori Georgetown Tech to raise awareness that this is a career path directly out of high school for those who are interested. And I know, Tamika, you're saying that you're working towards certification as an RBT. So you're the perfect example of, somebody who has a desire and an interest in serve this community can become certified and provide that service. So I know I covered a lot, and I was talking fast because I know you wanted to keep it to 30 minutes.
No, I'm so glad that we had the opportunity to hear from you, Kim, because the services that you're providing are so needed. And I just admire all of the awareness that we're creating to help the world have more acceptance, and the ambassadors and advocates like yourself whose purpose aligns with their passion. We need more of that. And I just also admire that you're helping people be what they can't see and being able to make a difference and understanding that there's career paths in it, and what can be more rewarding. So you're on track to make a big difference. And I thank you for joining us this evening as well.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it is a reality that's huge part of why each of you are focusing your community, because we recognize that the resources that are available are limited. We have to stand with each other, and we have to build support and community. And that's why it's such a pleasure for me to have Rhea come back and share a few words and get us hyped up to meet in person on April the 11th. So Drea, thank you again. I'm going to pass the mic back to you. Thank you for all of your organizations that have come and just kind of put a spotlight on what the community can expect.
Right. Thank you, Chastity. Thank you for, as always, doing a phenomenal job with hosting. I want to thank all of our organizations again for taking the time out of your busy schedules to come on tonight to just share a little bit about each organization. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know we have some parents and some individuals who are not parents, but all of us have a passion for working with children with autism and other special needs. And our goal with Art Foundation is really what we're doing tonight. We want to connect with organizations and parent groups so that we can refer parents who may not be aware of the supports in their community, who may need that assistance anywhere from the early intervention years all the way through adulthood. That is the goal of the walk. So parents and families can come out, have a lot of resources in one spot. And even if there's not a resource that's readily available on site at the walk, if you just speak with one of us, we will make sure that we can assist with getting you connected to the appropriate resource for your child or your, and I always say young adult, but there's older adults as well with autism who, like Ms. Kim mentioned, who are still in need of services. And in my role working with Voc Rehab, we work with many families who move from out of state. And it amazes me, like some of the resources the other states have, like even Georgia and North Carolina, that South Carolina is still not on board yet. But then I also hear from about other states where, South Carolina is great because they have even fewer services than we can offer in South Carolina. But again, thank you to everyone who's joined us. I look forward to seeing all of you on April the 11th. To our viewers, you can absolutely get additional information if you come out on April the 11th to our annual Autism Awareness and Acceptance Walk. It is going to be held in Georgetown County in Andrews. If you're familiar with the Recreation Center, it's right behind the Recreation Center at 220 Cedar Avenue in Andrews, South Carolina, and we look forward to seeing you there. We do ask that if you can register in advance, and you can go to our site, artfoundation.com to register. That's ARRT to register for the event. We're also still accepting donations for this event, and you can come to our site as well to make a donation towards the event. So I am super excited, and I look forward to seeing everyone there. And again, thank you all for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
In times of trouble, you need someone who knows the law, knows the community, and knows how to fight for you. The law offices of Caesar McKnight, right here in Kingstree, South Carolina, is committed to protecting your rights and protecting your future. From criminal defense, personal injury, to family law. When the stakes are high, experience matters, and so does someone who listens. Call today and get a competent, passionate, and effective legal team on your side. Because when life hits hard, you don't have to go through it alone. The law offices of Caesar McKnight, justice for real people, serving the Kingstree and surrounding South Carolina communities. Call now or visit the website today or stop by for a free consultation.